Welcome to our popular educational channel RES classes. Today I am going to tell about the slave dynasty. This dynasty is also known as the Mamluk dynasty. It is said that the early three sultans of Delhi, Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish and Balban were all slaves in their early life. So this dynasty is termed as the slave dynasty. But in fact, neither they belonged to one dynasty nor was any of them a slave when they occupied the throne of Delhi. Each of them had ceased to be a slave before they became sultans, and except Qutbuddin Aibak, all others had obtained their formal manumission freedom from slavery long before their accession. Therefore, it is correct to call them early Turk sultans or the Mamluk sultans of Delhi. Qutbuddin had formed Qutubi dynasty while Iltutmish and Balban had formed the Shamsi and the Balbani dynasty respectively. Rulers of slave dynasty Qutbuddin Aibak from 1206 to 1210 AD. Aram Shah from 1210 to 1211 AD. Iltutmish from 1211 to 1236 AD. Ruknuddin Firoz from 1236 AD. Razia al-Din from 1236 to 1240 AD. Muzuddin Bahram from 1240 to 1242 AD. Alauddin Masood from 1242 to 1246 AD. Nasiruddin Mahmud from 1246 to 1266 AD. Ghyasuddin Balban from 1266 to 1286 AD. Mujuddin Muhammad Kaikabad from 1286 to 1290 AD. Qutbuddin Aibak Reign from 1206 to 1210. Qutbuddin was captured in his childhood and sold as a slave to the chief Qazi of Nishapur, a town situated in the northeastern Iran. He was very well treated by the Qazi and imparted good education, including training in archery and horsemanship in his childhood. After the death of Qazi, his sons sold Qutbuddin Aibak to a slave merchant. Then, after passing through some hands, he was purchased by Sultan Muhammad Gauri. Very soon he drew the attention of his master and was given several responsible posts gradually. He served his master well during his Indian campaign, and therefore he was assigned the charge of his Indian conquest after the Second Battle of Tarain in 1192 AD. Qutbuddin not only helped Muhammad Gauri in all his Indian campaigns but also consolidated and extended his conquests whenever Muhammad used to be away from India. In 1206 AD, Qutbuddin was formally invested with viceregal powers and promoted to the rank of Malik by Sultan Muhammad Gauri. After the death of Muhammad, the people of Lahore invited Qutbuddin to ascend the throne. Qutbuddin ascended the throne of Delhi in AD 1206 and became the first Turkish Sultan of Delhi. He had to face many challenges from in and outside the country. He had to face strongest opposition from Tajuddin Yildiz and Nasruddin Kubacha, the two more contenders for the throne of Delhi. Yildiz was the ruler of Ghazni and Kubacha was of Uch, and both had matrimonial relations with Qutbuddin. Yildiz was pressurized by Khwarizm Shah to leave the throne of Ghazni. Yildiz had no way out. He left Ghazni and proceeded towards Punjab. Qutbuddin faced him and forced him to return back. Qutbuddin even occupied Ghazni but was forced to leave it after 40 days when Yildiz reached back there. But he did not allow Yildiz to occupy any Indian territories further. He was a good diplomat and possessed practical wisdom. He saved the infant Turkish kingdom by following a policy of war and diplomacy. He was also a seasoned soldier and a military leader of high ability. He was also known as Lakh Baks, giver of lakhs, for his generosity. He was intolerant in the matters of religion. He had destroyed some Hindu temples and had constructed mosques out of the materials of the temples. Qutbuddin Aibak started the construction of the Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque and the Qutub Minar, which were among the earliest Muslim monuments in Delhi. He could not complete them. This mosque was built by destroying the Hindu temple, which was built by Prithviraj, and certain parts of the temple were kept intact outside the mosque. These architectures were later completed by his successor Iltutmish. He could not live long. While playing polo, he fell from his horse and shortly died in 1210 AD. He was buried in Lahore near the Anarkali Bazaar. He was succeeded by Iltutmish, another slave who rose to the level of a sultan, thus extending the slave dynasty. Aram Shah. Aram Shah was the second sultan of the Mamluk dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate. In 1210, after unexpected death of Qutbuddin Aibak, without having named a successor, the Turkish nobles, maliks and amirs in Lahore appointed Aram Shah as his successor at Lahore to prevent instability in the kingdom. Minhaj-us-Siraj has written in Tabaqat-e-Nasri that Aram Shah was the son of Qutbuddin Aibak. The word Ben Aibak after the name of Aram Shah in Tabaqat-e-Nasri has created the impression that Aram Shah was the son of Aibak. Minhaj refers that Aibak had 3 daughters only, while his contemporary Hasan Nizami and Fakre Muddawar are silent about it. Reverty has written the Aram Shah was the adopted son of Aibak, and in order to preserve the sanctity of the first reigning family, he was allowed to succeed his father. He ruled the dynasty from 1210 to 1211. Aram Shah was not a good ruler. So the Turkish nobles in different parts of the Sultanate opposed his ascension, and some of them, like the Khalji nobles of Bengal, rebelled against him. Nasruddin Kabacha rebelled in Sindh and besieged the forts of Uch and Multan. Muhammad bin Bakhtiyar Khilji established his independent state in Bengal. Amir Ali Ismail and Amir Dad refused to recognize the authority of Aram Shah and sent invitation to Shamsuddin Iltutmish, inviting him to invade Delhi and rule over the dynasty. The nobles of Delhi realized that a strong and competent person was needed at the throne of Delhi at this critical juncture, so after a lot of consideration, they invited Iltutmish, the governor of Badaun and son-in-law of Aibak, to sit on the throne of Delhi. When Iltutmish reached Delhi and assumed sovereign powers, Aram Shah marched against him from Lahore. The battle took place in the fields of Jud. The army of Aram Shah were decisively defeated and executed. The prominent nobles of Aram Shah, Tajuddin Farooq Shah and Aksungar Khitta, were also executed. Aram Shah was put to death after defeat or imprisoned and died in imprisonment. Habibullah, in his book The Foundation of Muslim Rule in India, has noted that his Period of reign was of 8 months. Rest in next video. For more and more videos and information, please like and share our videos and also subscribe our channel. Wishing for your bright future and thanks a lot.